Hi everyone and welcome back to my channel. I thought I'd do a quick video on making some flowers and it's the flowers that I used in the elegant envelope die set. So it's this particular die here, which is the Pom Pom Dahlia die set, but again you can use any flowers, it doesn't have to be this. So what I've done is I've cut out a couple of each one. Some of them I've cut out more than twice. I think some of them I've cut out 4 times, and I just wanted to show you, I don't know if you'd call it a technique, but there are ways of colouring your flowers if you wanted to. I usually go for the subtle look when it comes to flowers and things. So I know with yesterday's ones I used saltwater taffy, which is one of the distress oxide ink pads, but today I thought I'd do something different. So I've had a play with some embellishment mousse, and this one is called Pink Unicorn. It is a very subtle pink, as you can see. I've only just opened this today, so I try, when I open my mousses, I try and only open a little bit, just so that I can get to the mousse, and use a palette knife or something of that nature, just to take a little bit out and put it on a glass mat, and then mix it with water if you want, or leave it as it is, and then you can use that to then either paint with or smush with. So it's really important that you don't put water into your Nuvo mousses. If you're going to work on it, take a little bit out, put it onto something like a glass mat or a plastic mat of some kind, and then mix your mousse with water on your mat, not the pot. And when you finish using it, do not scrape any of it back in, because just normal water can harbour bacteria, and the only kind of water you should be using to revive any dried up mousses is things like distilled or deionized water, because normal water will harbour germs, unfortunately, and you don't want any green fungi growing inside your pots. So I have made, I've painted with this, and I wanted to show you a couple of techniques. So basically, you can, I saw it on someone's video, but I can't remember whose video it was, but basically you get a sandwich bag, put some tissue inside, and you can use this to then pick up whatever mousse, or whether you're using Nuvo drops, whether you're using distressed inks. It's just a nice way to pick up, and then you can basically put that onto your card. What I'll do is I'll show it in 2 different ways. So this is just a piece of card. I'll open, this is the it is called Delicate Blue, and again obviously pastel colours. This is the chalk mousse from the Nuvo range, and again this one hasn't been opened, so I will open my one. Unfortunately I did cut my nails down, so gripping things is a little bit difficult, but I will do my best. I literally just pinch it and then pull it just a little bit at a time, so it just releases a little bit, and then hopefully, I don't like cutting into the foil, if that makes sense. I'd rather it was left in one piece, so I can then just put it back on. Bear with me. Take some skills to be able to open these, and obviously it's metal, just to make sure that your product has a long shelf life. So I'm just opening it a little bit. I'm not opening it all the way, like so. And so all I'm going to do then, apologies for the noise, is just scrape a little bit of that off, close my pot, and I'm just going to take my my stamping block, and I've just put some on there. I'm just going to add, I've got one of these water pens, so I'm just going to add some water from it. I've still got pink in there from the previous one, which I didn't clean off. Always have a baby wipe or something to hand. So I'm just going to mix this. Let's see how it comes out. Might need to add a bit more water. Give it a good old mix. Just mash up all those particles. These are really delicate, really subtle pastel colours, so you might not notice too much difference on the white, but this is just normal card, 250 GSM card that I'm using. So let's see if the colour goes. Yeah, so it's really subtle, as you can see. I don't know if you can see that very well. It's very subtle, but basically these are nice colours for me. These are the types of colours that I like. That I like using. Let's just wipe this quickly. Okay, so obviously you can paint with it if you wanted to. So what I wanted to show was you get your handmade smusher and then you dab it in, and then you basically dab your paper. So you can either do it that way, and then you can use the same one again and again. You just wipe it down. So it's not going to show you very well actually, because it's such a subtle colour, and because it's chalk mousse, you don't really notice any, doesn't make any difference. So bear with me. That might be better actually. Right, so this is the pink unicorn. So let's try it with the pink unicorn. That might show up a little bit better. So I'm just going to wipe this down. Wipe my palette knife. Just make sure it's clean, which it is now. And then let's take out some pink unicorn, and then you can see what I mean. I'll use the same piece of card, but I'll use the other side instead. So I'm just going to take a little bit out, like so. Put it onto the mat. Make sure you close it straight away, because you don't want the air, too much air getting in. Okay, so then I'm going to take my water brush, just give that a wipe. Gonna add some water to it. This is such a beautiful colour, sorry, and it's got such a lovely shimmer to it. So let's just mash this up, add a bit more water. So you can use your brush and paint with it if you wanted to, like that, or let's put that there. Get your smusher and then you can dab with it, which I really like because you get a nice pattern. And when you're doing this, apologies for the noise, when you do this, wait for it to dry, and these do dry really quickly. Once it dries, you can then add more layers and make it darker. So that is while it's still a little bit damp, and this is when it dries. So I don't know if you can see, there is a slight shimmer to the card. It might not show it very well, but there we go. Yeah, there's a nice shimmer to it. So what you can do is, once you've done this, cut your flowers out of the card like this, or what I've done, I'll move these out of the way, is if I bring in some of these flowers that I've already cut out, what I've done with it, I'm just going to wipe this down as well so it doesn't damage anything else, is you get your water brush and then you can paint with it. Obviously leave the mousse thicker if you want a darker colour, or if you want it watered down, you can use a darker colour and water it down, which will give you a bit more of a subtle colour. But this is generally how I, if I haven't got the right colour cardstock but I've got nice coloured mousse, this is how I would go about painting my flowers with Nuvo mousses. I'll do a couple. Might not show up very well because it is such a subtle colour. Do that one. And when I paint using mousses and things, I tend to do both sides of the flower, so that it doesn't look like when you scrunch your flowers up or you use embossing tools, it's so that it doesn't look too white underneath. So but like I said, you can make it darker by not adding too much. The darker shade it would go to is this pink here. You won't be able to make it any darker than that because obviously that's the colour that it is. So I've just painted the back of that one. Let's paint the back of this one. And obviously add more mousse to your block. If you need more, use what you need, and then if you need more, go back to your pot. Make sure obviously you clean your palette knife properly. So that's the second one. Let's just do the third one quickly. I I thought I'd do a quick video today because I don't know when I'll next be able to do a video. And then don't forget as well, you can still ink the edges once these dry. So you're not necessarily stuck with just this light colour. You can add more to it. Okay, that's kind of stuck down, so I'm going to just move this out of the way, let that dry, and then we'll come back to it. Just going to wipe this down. You might find it easier to work on your glass mat, but I thought I'd use this. So the other thing, so I've got a few dry ones here that I made earlier. So these are the flowers. This is what the white ones look like. So you can sort of notice the difference in colour, I guess. But it is, like I say, it is really subtle. So all I've done is after they dried, I just took a really thin embossing tool and just shaped it. You can use your bigger embossing tools and use the foam mats, but I didn't do that. So it's just curling those petals. And if you use a thinner embossing tool like these ones, I've had these for years. I don't know where they're from, if I'm being honest. I again use the other end. But you can also, let me just see, I thought I had a thinner one. This is a thinner one. Don't know what I've done with that bit, but you can also, like when you're doing your flowers, you can also like mark your leaves, your petals, sorry, like this. So it just adds a bit of dimension to your flowers. Obviously it's flattened it out, but again, just go in again and then just shape them again. It's just the attention to detail. So let's just quickly do this one, and then we can put a flower together. You can obviously use Nuvo drops to go in the middle of your flowers. These are still drying, aren't they? Yeah, they're still drying. Turn those over. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly wipe this. And that's how quick it is to wipe up. Mop up. And if you do use kitchen like towel, like paper towels, you can dry out those paper towels and then cut your paper towels like the tissue, and then make flowers out of the tissue, like cut your dies into the tissue. So I've shaped them. I'll just grab some glue. Just hope that's the right one. And when you do your flowers, you just basically offset the leaves, or the petals, sorry, and you just stick them down like so. And then I thought I had, oh, yeah, I thought as much. They've all dropped down the side. Okay, so I'm just going to quickly shape these ones as well, because they fell on the floor. yeah, so I was saying you can use Nuvo drops to go in the center of your flowers, or all those beads that we have, or like half back beads that we never put to good use. This is a good way of using them up. So I just need to remember that one, and what I'm going to do is add some lines onto these. Just gives it a bit of a realistic look. You don't have to be gentle, you can be a little rough with it, it's fine. I didn't do it to these ones, but it's okay. So now I'm just going to take some more glue and then again offset this one just slightly. There we go. And then you can go in with smaller ones. If you want to add layers to it, you can go in with your smaller ones. And then again, just when you're making your flowers, just offset them as it adds dimension. Hold on, didn't place that one very well. There we go. It's more in the middle. No, it's not. And the thing is, it might feel like, oh, it's so messy, but actually it's not. As long as you have a baby wipe or a wet wipe of some sort to hand, it's not messy at all. Like you can see how quick I wiped everything up. That's more central. Put a bit more glue. Add another one. And you can just keep building and building and building with these. So I think I'm going to add, shall I add one more or shall I do a tiny one? No, I'll leave it as that. So flat back beads. These are some of the beads that I have. These are some of the beads that I have. So these are just the plain flat back beads. These are so old, and I couldn't tell you where I got them from. It might have been either Amazon or it would have been, we used to have a shop called Everything's a Pound or something like that where I live, and they closed the shop down because there was another similar shop close by, and I'm pretty sure I bought these containers with the beads and they were like $1.99 or something. But this is the blue that's my favorite. It's like cashmere blue. In fact, I'm just going to see if I've got a sheet of cashmere blue somewhere. I can compare it. There we go. So this is the cashmere blue and it's the perfect match, and obviously the other side is shiny, pearlescent. So these are fabulous for your flower centers. So these are more the plain ones that I have, or I have these ones that are a little bit more I don't know what you want to call it, but it has a bit more texture to it, if you like. So I have those, and because it's such a subtle color, I might go for a subtle color. Let's have a look and see what color looks good. I think this is too bright. Yeah, that's too bright. That's like a pink. No, that's too big. What's that one like? It's a bit too shiny for me. not that one. Oh, there's a blue one. Let's try the blue. This is what I mean. I can't pick anything up because I can't grip anything. Let's see what the blue looks like, because I love blue and pink together. I'm going to close that because I don't want it to fall off. Oh, now that does look quite nice. I like the look of that. But I think I'm going to go with something more, if I can pick it up. So this one is, I don't know if you can see that, but this is like a really subtle, very similar to this colour, like the pink unicorn. And I think that one looks much better. So let's stick a bit of glue on there. And then, oh, let's just stick to my finger. And then stick that in the middle. And then you can push your petals up a little bit more if you want to. It will just take a minute to stick because obviously it's plastic, or you can use hot glue, whatever you prefer. There we go, that's better. And that is a beautiful flower. Let me see if I have, let's move these out of the way. So I did go to the summer house to get the beads out, but so like if you've got like sentiments and things, or decoupage sets, or die cut toppers. So this is a very old one, and it was from Craftwork cards from years and years and years ago. And I basically, when I went to the summer house, I went and found all of these. Don't worry, I went through it to make sure there's no spiders, because we all know what I'm like when it comes to spiders. But they had like die cut sheets that have like flowers on it and things, and it's such a pretty, oh, that's from another paper pad. Such lovely designs, and you know me, I love my pinks, my pastel blues and my greens. So this is a really, really nice set. But you might have, you know, similar things at home that you can use. So even something like this on a card and a few flowers like this scattered, it just adds, it just looks really pretty against those colours. You can cover up these flowers, you don't have to necessarily have those. Let me, are these dry now? It's always nice to have a couple of flowers, isn't it? Right, so these have dried. That's how quick they are. That's dried really quickly. So again, I'm just going to take the tool and just add some texture to my petals. And then just add some curvature to those. I love this pink unicorn mousse. Absolutely love it. Okay, so let's do the same again. Which one? That's the marked one, because I want that on the top. So we're just gonna layer up our flowers. Just find the correct. There we go. just going to add one of these because I haven't painted the others up. So just stick that in the middle. Just quickly grab another one of these. Let's see what the salmon colour would look like. It's more like a peachy salmon. Yeah, no, not my favourite. That would work, but it's not really the colour I'm looking for. I'm going to go for the lighter. Actually, let's try the blue again. I do really like blue together. I might do this one as blue. Let's do blue. Why not? Just add in a bit of glue to the bottom. Oh. Just need to give it, be patient with your glue. There we go. Doesn't that look so pretty? So that's 2 flowers, and literally we've used pink unicorn Nuvo embellishment mousse, and they do have, I don't know if it's showing very well, but they do have a slight sheen to them. And again, like I said, you know, if you've got like a sentiment or something, or that goes up that way actually, if you've got like I don't know, a sentiment or a die cut piece, or you're making a card, they would just look really pretty. I usually do flowers in 3s, so I'll have large and 2 smaller ones. So that's basically, and this is using 250 GSM cardstock. Let me quickly grab my other one and I'll show you. So I did the ones with copier paper yesterday. I didn't do a video on it, but it's the same principle. You're literally cutting out copier paper. So this is the one I did yesterday, and this is using copier paper. I think it's like 80 GSM, something like that. So these are really thin. I just think you can manipulate it more if it's thinner cardstock. So I use the same die for both, and look how different they look. Oh, hold on. Look how different they look. Completely different. The more you lay out, obviously, you know, you'll get more of this look, and the less layering gives you that look. I hope that was helpful. I haven't really done a series on flower making or anything like that. Obviously, I just kind of do my thing. But please, 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 because obviously with these, once these are open, you just need to be mindful. The more you can use up, the better. You know, have a day where maybe you're moussing up card, cutting into your card, making flowers, so you can have flowers on hand to go. So all you need to do is put a card together, stick a few flowers on, and job done. You know, add a sentiment, send that off to whoever you need to send it to. But please don't just let your mousses sit there, use them. The other thing I was going to say is, let me just, oh, sorry, I'm shaking everything here now. The other thing you can do is, let me just get my brush. Bear with me, I'm just going to quickly grab a pink, oh God, goodness me. Just move this out of the way. Right, hold on. Make space, make space. Out of the way, please. The lid needs to go back on this. Bear with. Just gonna wipe that and put that away. Right, so this is how I keep my Distress Oxide inks in the Tim Holtz metal tin. Keep all my shades together. In fact, I will show you. So this is my pinks and my purples. There's a company in Spain called Craftelier, and if you order £100 or more worth of stuff, you get free shipping. You don't pay any custom charges, especially if it's coming to the UK. And I can tell you now, you need to go and check out Craftelier, because they do Stamperia paper pads and things. Like sometimes they'll have 12 by 12 paper pads for like £6.96, and I'm like, whoa. So if you do have the money and you are able to, go and check out Craftelier. I'll put the link in the description, because a couple of months ago, I think about 2 or 3 months ago, I bought these tins. Now in the UK, these are about £10.99, between £10.99 and £15.99. I paid £8.50 for these from Craftelier, and they do have offers on. There is also a point system, so the more you spend, you accumulate points, and then you have to, there's a certain time period where you have to use it by. But I basically store all my Distress Oxides in the metal tins. These are all by Tim Holtz, and I keep them in colour families. So I've got the pinks and the purples, and these stickers that you see here, these are actually stickers that Tim Holtz has made, and you can buy them from Craftelier. I think they're available on eBay and stuff as well, but they actually sell the 2-pack, the Distress ink ones and the Distress Oxide ink ones. So these are the Distress Oxide ones, obviously just to match the pattern on your label. So I keep them like this. So this is my pinks and my purples. I'm going to keep that out for a second. These are my blues. This is a bit of rust. So unfortunately, I had some of my inks in the summer house. And I think must have been about a year or so. During the hot weather, it would obviously get very warm, and then in the winter months it would get very damp. So I had to move quite a lot of my stuff back into the house, away from the summer house. So that's basically what that mark is, but it hasn't impacted the ink pad itself. Some of them, some of the labels I don't have the labels for. Especially like the newer ones, like this is the Uncharted Mariner. I don't have a label for that. What's this one? Weathered Wood. I don't have a label for that. And I think there's like, what's this one? Lost Shadow. I don't have a label for that. So any recent colours I don't have labels for, unfortunately. But I keep all of mine. I believe there's like 75 or 70, it's either 72 or 75 Distress Oxide colours. So I keep all mine in these tins to keep them safe. Another one, I've only got 3 down here at the moment, so the other one is my greens. So again, I kind of just keep them together. So the purpose of telling you about Craftelier was basically Craftelier, so they were selling these Distress Oxide bundles. So I believe there's 6 bundles in total, and I only had 2 bundles, and each bundle has 12 inks in. So I bought the remaining, I believe it was 3 bundles, and the 6th bundle was all the odd colours that had come out recently, and I kind of made it into a bundle, and I bought them. So usually in the UK, I believe your 12 Distress Oxide, the larger ones, because they don't do the Distress Oxide in the smaller ones. So the larger Distress Oxide inks, I bought the 12-pack bundle, and that was £47. just under £48, whereas in the UK you'd be paying something along the lines of 65 quid for a bundle of 12 inks. So you'd get, how many have we got in here? I think it carries 15, so you'd get those 5, 10, 12 for 65 quid. You can buy individual ones. I think they're like £6.99 each, but from Craftelier, when I bought them about 2 or 3 months ago, they were £4.75 each, which for me was a no-brainer. So that's how I ended up buying all of these. And they actually sent me these as a free gift. Not that I've used it, but these were free gifts. And they also sent, with the invoice, they sent a lollipop. So that was quite sweet. But yeah, like I said, I haven't used the craft knives. But anyhow, so what I was going to say with regards to this, if I pick, just going to move this out of the way here. If I pick something like, say, Tattered Rose, just going to quickly make sure I don't have a dark pink on this brush. But what you can do is just pick up some colour and then just go around the edges, just to add a bit of darker, just to add a bit more darkness to the edges of your flowers, so you don't see any of the white. Well, you wouldn't see any of the white on these ones, because obviously with these ones I painted with the Nuvo, but it just adds a bit of shading to your flowers. I'll show you them in a second once I've done this one. And I'm not being, you know, specific about how I'm adding the colours to it. I've just kind of picked a similar colour to the Nuvo mousse, and I'm just basically putting some colour around the edge. But you would do this before you stick your flowers on, obviously. I'm just showing you because it was an afterthought. So let's have a look and see what these look like. I'm just going to quickly clean my brush. There we go, perfect. So there we go. So let's give you a close-up look of these flowers. Now, can you see the difference it makes when you've added some distress to them? Which is great. So thank you so much. I thought I'd quickly come on and show you how to make these flowers. If there is any particular, I don't know, if there is any particular thing that you would like to see me make, or if there is any die sets that you'd like me to put together and have a play with, then obviously just drop a comment in the comment section below, and I can have a look and see if I've got the die set. Then I'd be more than happy to. I mainly do tonic dies, so if there is a particular tonic die that you would like to see, then do let me know. And hopefully, fingers crossed, I mean, this was just a really simple video, but if there is anything that you are unsure of, or you feel that you need a bit more advice on, or anything like that, if I can be of any help, then obviously do come back and let me know, and I would be more than happy to do a video or give a description of how I've done something step by step, if that's easier. So yeah, hopefully, fingers crossed, I'll be back. It won't be too long, but I'll be back with another video, maybe making flowers, who knows, maybe making a card, putting something together. But if you do like this kind of content, then obviously subscribe to my channel. As I said in yesterday's video, 60 to 70% of the people that watch the videos aren't actually subscribed. It doesn't cost you anything to subscribe, but if you are interested in following the type of content I make and the type of things that I put together, then subscribe, hit that like button, hit the notification bell so that you can receive videos in the future. And if there is anything else that you want to know, leave comments in the description below and I will be more than happy to help. Thank you so much for your time today, and take care, guys. Bye.